What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
And you know what the sad thing is, and when it comes to training and stuff, it is a lot of guys just can't park their freaking ego. Like, I don't want to go to the range with this guy because he can outshoot me. Well, pick his brain and find out why.
Yeah.
You know, like I got a chance to train with Jerry Barnhart when I was in Ground Branch. I trained with the guy for 2 weeks. It was 1 week of pistol, 1 week of carbine. And Jerry Barnhart, back in the day, he was like a 10-time world IPSC champion, right? I think his nickname was Jerry the Burner Barnhart. Unbelievable shooter. Like, couldn't compete with the guy. But when you have the opportunity to train with a practitioner, not a hobbyist, right? And that's why I kind of have a hard on for guys online that quote that they can teach stuff. They're not practitioners, they're hobbyists. And we can get into that if you want.
Yeah, can you explain how
Absolutely.
you do the two?
But I got to train with Jerry Barnhart, and, you know, this guy took my shooting to the next level. Why? Because he was just that freaking good. That's how I got my draw under. Yep, there he is right there. That's him. Yes, sir. That's him.
Okay.
Super, super nice guy. Very humble.
He was in the military before?
I don't believe Jerry was. He was just a world-class pistol shooter.
Wow.
And the thing that I respected about him even more so is that he was so good at conveying this here. Like, I know
for
a lot
people just listening, not watching.
Yeah, so you can be a really good shooter, a really good tennis player, a really good golfer, really good, world class. But if you can't verbalize how you're that good, you're basically useless as an instructor. And I know guys like that.
Right.
I know guys that are amazing operators. They don't have the patience or the ability to verbalize what you need to do to get that good. He was a master at it. That's where I got my draw under a second, going to his course.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was under. And, you know, to this day, I don't shoot enough. I still can't break a second. I can do like 1.2, 1.3.
That's unbelievably fast, though.
That's respectable. But when you're under a second, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, if I tried that, someone's dying.
It's pretty fast.
Not who I'm trying to shoot either.
But you got to remember, though, but what you have to remember is you have to train with a guy like that to get that good. I can't train with a guy at my level or lower. I got to train with a dude like that. And so people that are listening, who, whatever your sport or whatever it is you want to be good at, seek these people out. Seek these people out, and that's how you're gonna really get good. And for the guys listening, park your freaking ego, okay? Don't be like, well, you know, yeah, this guy's a much better shooter than me, and I don't want to embarrass me. No, I want you to embarrass me. Like, I used to look. I'm not an MMA guy. I know the basics. I used to grapple with this guy that weighed $160. I'm 200. I was much stronger than him, and he could literally beat me, and I'm not joking, with one hand.
Oh, yeah. It's skill. Absolutely.
And I love to train with this guy because he's like, Joe, you're trying to overpower me because you're a strong dude, but it's all technique. No, it don't. And I love training with that guy because it was very humbling, right? Those are the people that I, to this day, seek out to train with.
Yeah.
I want to train with people that make me look like an amateur.
Did you run in when you're in Ground Branch? So I know it's a small exclusive team, but I think you may have even said it a few minutes ago, so many guys had this mentality, but you had to run into some guys who were just totally driven by the ego, no? Even in that?
Excuse me. Yeah.
And how are they if they're like that, how are they so effective at their job to be in that position? They're just built a little different.
So you got to kind of like separate it. You could have this giant ego, and look, yes, and I think any soft guy out there that's listening right now, if they don't agree with me, they're in denial. When you get into the special operations community, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Ground Branch, whatever, you're dealing with not everybody, but you're dealing with some individuals that have a big ego. Raging type A man, you know, ultra, you know, driven, you know, very competitive. You know, I get it. I wasn't one of them. only because of, just the way I was brought up. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yes, there were guys I worked with that had big egos, but they were still good operators. You know what I mean? These are the guys that, like if I'm going through a door with somebody, yeah, that's the guy I want to be with me. You know what I mean? Having an ego, to me, is exactly what we were just talking about. The guys that had the egos, in my opinion, thought they were at the top of the food chain. And maybe they were there, but to the true professional, you can always get better.
Yeah.
You can't say, I know it all. I'm as strong as I can get. I'm running as fast as I can. That's bullshit. 1% better every day. 1%, 1%, 1%. That's what I kind of consider ego, is when somebody can look at you in the eye and be like, I can't get any better. That's ego. Everybody can get better, right? Everybody.
Yeah.
And so, and it was, you just dealt with it. These aren't guys that, I would have gone beer drinking with, or like I worked with them, and you just tolerate it.
You have to.
Yeah, you tolerate it and you respect them for who they are, because they were better operators than me. They were. They were these guys I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention their names, but they were. They had more experience, more combat experience. They, came from, either tier 1 units or, just regular units, but had a lot of experience behind them. They had a lot of training, been there, done that. But you just have to be careful, man, because a big ego is also, that can get you hurt.
Yes.
When you think you're 7 foot tall and bulletproof.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Even in business, if you think you're unfat, like you can't screw with me until one person brings you down.
It's a balance. I struggle with having any confidence, and that's not good. You do have to have, you got to be confident in your abilities, which if you want to tie that to like an ego awareness, okay. But it's you don't want to get it past that point where you get overconfident and over egoed up, right? So I'm always 100%. I've always erred way down here on the scale. That's not good. You got to be more here. But the guys who are up here, I think that's where you miss things. That's where you start to become a target, and you don't even realize you got the dot right on your forehead.
That's right. I've always been to the person that believes in, I'm a student of war. Sun Tzu, one of his famous quotes is, be a student of war.
In Jersey, we say Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, we got to say it that way.
You have to. Jesus. I'm sorry. But no, I've always had that mentality. That's why I'm reading. I read a lot. I don't read fiction. I read books that add to my capability, whether it's in business or what I do for a living. And I think, that's kind of people I want to work with. Mm-hmm. I want to work with people that are humble enough to know, hey, there's always somebody else that'll knock you off the ladder.
Yes, that's right.
You're never at the top. You may think you are. It may appear that you are until somebody knocks your ass off. And this is what I told someone the other day. It's so funny. I was coaching somebody and I said, be very careful, because I could tell by the way they were talking to me that they had the ego, they had the money in a business. And I said, take this however you want, but be very careful whose toes you step on climbing up the ladder, because they're the same people's asses they're going to kiss on the way down.
Oh, that's a great line. Write that one down. We got to use that.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. 100% true.
Yep. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.